So guys, today we're doing a timeline for a keto diet. This timeline is going to tell you exactly pretty much how many days, what's going to happen, and then it's going to give you that information about what events are going to occur. So stay tuned. Okay guys, I'm Dr. Lou and this is Dr. Lou's Low Carb Diets. So here we go. So today is a timeline. So this keto timeline is there to give you an understanding of what you're going to encounter and experience at certain times for a keto diet. This is something which you're going to need to understand, have a look at it, briefly understand what's going to happen, and then prepare and try to counter any issues that are brought up. So guys, let's get on with it. Here we go, keto timeline. So you can see here, step one. The first period is day 1 to 4. That's the start of your keto diet. Now, what the whole idea is that you want to ramp up into ketosis. Your body begins to switch from carbs to fat for fuel. And this is exactly what's happening with your body. You eat carbs, glucose rises and insulin spikes. So glucose is used first. Your body uses glucose for energy and stores the rest as glycogen in the liver and muscles. So glycogen stores drop after 12 to 24 hours of low carbs. Glycogen stores start to deplete and they start running out. Now this is what you're going to be experiencing. This is why you're going to start feeling huge cravings. You're going to be saying, hey, this is because my glycogen, my reserve carbs are being eaten up. They're being taken out of your liver and your muscles. Your muscles store up to 36 hours, your liver up to 24 hours. Now, this is the main issue you have to take into account. This is where your body starts to get fear, and this is where it's the biggest time to quit. It's going to be days 2 to 3. This is where most people quit, day 3. So now your fat burning begins. Your body is transitioning and you hate it. So the whole idea is that at the end of the 4th day, you should have started ketosis. You're not in full ketosis, you've started it. And that is a massive, big tick. Now, so the main idea there is you are obviously happy with the fact that you've done this and that you've achieved something quite good that most people can't. They drop out, they can't take living without their carbohydrates. So what do you do in this process? You can see here, number 1, cut carbs 20 grams or less. Avoid sugar, bread, rice, pasta, and hidden carbs. Anything you think that has starch or sugars in it, keep well away from them. Eat keto foods, real whole foods. There you can see you've got avocados, salmon, you've got eggs, which are a fantastic food for keto, and you have cheese, you've got olive oil there. That's the main idea. So number 3, hydrate, get electrolytes. Your electrolytes are needed. Your sodium, potassium, magnesium, calcium, and chlorine. Chlorine is called chloride in this context, but it's still the element chlorine. So why? Because it's got a negative charge, so it becomes chlorine instead of 2 together. Now, which is a diatomic molecule. So these are now going to be used in your body, and they're going to do so many different processes from helping you process your metabolic pathways. You need all of these. They're really important for memory, for muscles, loads of things. Yeah. So again, having those will prevent keto flu and help support energy. Okay guys, so here, stay active. Light movements, walking or light exercise helps burn glycogen faster. So being active in this time frame is really useful. Even if you feel sluggish because you're transitioning, get up and do something. Walk around, go somewhere, go for a light jog. Massively helps you and gets you into ketosis quicker. So your goal is to deplete glycogen, stabilize insulin, and start burning fat. You're not just dieting, you're switching your fuel. So you're transitioning, and that's the main idea there. Okay guys, so number 2. Keto timeline, weeks 1 to 2. What's going to happen? Well, it's the adaptation phase. Your body adapts to burning fat and ketones become the main fuel. So you can get quickly into main ketosis, but still fat adaptation takes usually up to 6 weeks. You're adapting to fat. You do get into full ketosis quickly for making ketones. What's the difference? They're both energy. you take your fatty acids and you burn those for almost your body. You take some fatty acids, send them to your liver, turn them into ketones, and then burn them in your brain and other places that need super clean energy like ketones. Okay, so here you go. You got week 1, the start. You've got carbs are low, insulin drops, glycogen stores deplete, and fat burning begins. Okay, so that's week 1. Day 2 to 3, keto flu hits. We've already mentioned that on the first days. Turning the corner is day 4 to 7. So now we're in that range as well of understanding that 4 to 7 is when you've been victorious. As soon as you get past day 4, you're in ketosis and it's all uphill. It's all downhill from there. So it's uphill and downhill, usually day 4. Day 3 is the biggest time to quit because it's usually one of the hardest. Okay, so symptoms improve, energy starts to return, mental clarity increases. Day 8 to 10, adaptation deepens. So ketones rise, stable energy, workouts get better, cravings reduce. Now, day 8 to 10, you've got ketones perfectly fueling your body. So your body's now going, oh, I like these. There's no need to worry. Forget about the cravings or wanting to get that dirty glucose. Now, day 11 to 14, fat burning mode. So again, for this, your body becomes efficient at using fat. Weight loss becomes consistent and focus and sleep improve. So you're starting to adapt to it. You're using fat quite well. You're not fully adapted. And again, that takes up usually up to 6 weeks. Focus on 4 things. Eat keto foods, stay hydrated, keep carbs low, and be consistent. So again, that is what's going to help you on your keto timeline. This is the time that you really want to understand how and what's going to happen to your body. So what to expect? Water weight loss, which will happen in the first week, a lot less in the following weeks. Energy improves, mental clarity, and steady progress. Why? Because basically you drop a lot of water in the first week because you get rid of glycogen, and that takes loads, maybe 3 to 4 times the amount of water with it. So you lose a lot of water weight. Then on top of that, you get the imbalance because the insulin goes right down, and that tells your body to drop sodium. You drop tons of sodium with water, because water goes with sodium, if you know about osmosis and understand how it works. Sodium goes, water goes with it. So that's pretty much what happens. Is that's why you need to stay hydrated and take lots of electrolytes. Make sure, obviously, you follow the labels, look what it tells you, and best to even ask your doctor. Okay, guys, so now we're going on to step 3. So let's have a look at step 3. So in step 3, we can see here clearly keto timeline, week 3 to 4, fat adaptation. So this is a time, but 4 to 6 weeks, you can definitely get fat adapted and pretty full. Now, so what happens here? So in this time, ketone production increases, your body produces more ketones and steady energy. You're absolutely sailing it. You've got tons of ketones. Your body's super happy. Ketones are fantastically clean and stable energy. Your body loves them. You're happy. Your fatty acids aren't exactly that, but they're powering the rest of your body and doing swimmingly. You're adapting. Fat burning becomes primary. Your body relies more on stored fat for fuel. Okay. Mental clarity improves. Stable energy supports focus, mood, and motivation. Everything's becoming much clearer and better. Steady energy levels, no more crashes, energy becomes stable throughout the day. That's exactly what you're looking for. Now, fat accelerates, weight loss becomes more consistent. You're now losing mostly fat. The water is obviously pretty much minimal, and you are now burning a ton of calories. You're absolutely burning for your fat. It's your main energy, and you're converting some of that fat into ketones. Okay, guys, so what to expect? What you're going to feel? Week 3, complete, just incomplete. Keto flu fades, cravings stop significantly. If you have lots of electrolytes, you shouldn't have a problem anyway. Fat burning kicks in week 3 to 4. Your body is now efficient at using fat for fuel. I still would say week 4 is the soonest you can become fully adapted to week 6. Now, what to expect? Week 4, performance improves. Workouts get easier. Endurance and strength improves. You can go running more. You feel better. You don't feel sluggish. The run is perfect for you. Week 4 plus visible results, better body composition, more energy, better sleep. You're feeling so good, you're feeling able to drop off to sleep. All those initial issues to do with lack of electrolytes, cramps, headaches, fog, they're not even mentioned, as long as you're keeping the best diet that you can do. Okay guys, so here we go. We've got weeks 4 to 8. Now, this is weeks 4 to 8, the breakthrough. Now, your body is fully fat adapted. You burn fat efficiently and you feel your best. You now are at the peak. You're running well, you're jumping, you're excited, you've got full of energy, you have nothing holding you back. You've got a fantastic source of energy that you never knew you had before. Now, consistent fat burning. Your body efficiently uses fat and ketones for energy 24/7. There's no panic, there are no issues. Mental clarity peaks, better focus, memory and productivity become the new norm. They're not just feeling better, they are now super high and they're normal. Steady lasting energy, no more energy crashes, you feel stable energy all day long. There's no low and high of your energy peaks. It's constant. Your blood sugar is constant, which means your insulin is going to be constant. You have no issues. Fat loss accelerates. Your body releases stored fat more easily, results become visible. So now, because your body has realized this is the new norm, you've got plenty of fat and it's what you're actually doing with, it's not compromising your health. You've got plenty of vitamins, minerals and electrolytes. You see your body is happy. So better overall health, improved metabolism, better sleep and stronger immune function. So now you are super healthy back on your keto diet. Okay, so what do you do for action? Stay low carb, 20 grams or less, never go above that. Your insulin stays low as well. Eat nutrient dense foods, meat, fish, eggs, healthy fats, veggies. Fuel your body with real whole foods. That's the best that you can do. Support electrolytes, sodium, potassium, magnesium. So sodium, potassium and magnesium are the main electrolytes always mentioned. Don't forget calcium and your chloride or chlorine. So again, people don't realize that you also you need those two as well. They're quite important. So just as well, so you're not confused, the chloride is the element chlorine. So you will hear that, but if you're using it in science and you want to understand that, obviously you have your nomenclature in science. We like to say, okay, now it's gained an electron, it's negatively charged, we call it a chloride, but it's still chlorine, it's the element chlorine. So it's just with that extra electron. So guys, now what you can see there is you want to freeze, support electrolytes, sodium, potassium, magnesium. That's perfect. Number 4, be consistent. Consistency equals results. Keep showing up. Your body gets better every day. Always go for a walk. Get out there, do something. Go for for a run. Go on the treadmill. Do something to burn energy. You'll be fantastic. Okay, strength train. Build muscles and boost metabolism. These are pro tips for you for week 4 to 8. These can help build muscle mass. You've got tons of protein usually, so it'll help you there to build muscle mass. Prioritize sleep, 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep, help recovery and fat loss. Stay hydrated. Drink plenty of water throughout the day. That's essential because as well you're losing a lot of water on a keto diet. Track progress. Focus on how you feel. Energy and results, not just scale. So how do you feel? If you have any issues, you might be thinking, oh, maybe I'm sweating too much. Here's another electrolyte tablet. Something that you can do, gauge it by what the bottle recommends. If you have an issue, go to your GP. Here, remember, you're not just dieting, you're building a better, stronger you. So that's the kind of main idea here, guys. You understand that you have now gone into such an adapted phase, usually by week 4, and it says up to 8 there, you're fully fat adapted. So 4 to 6 is the usual. Then what I like to say is, if you've gone through that time, yes, I usually like to take a break then and restart the process. Why? Because it's cyclical. And so if I do it cyclical, okay, so if you talk about cell senescence, so cell senescence is an issue there, which To prevent that, you do it like that, cyclical. You take a break for a few days, and then what you do is you've got all the brand new, loads of energy, you make tons of new cells, and then you replace everything, and then you go back on the diet. So the whole advantage of a keto diet is to prolong the life of your cells with autophagy, and that is why you keep cycling, so you get brand new cells, so you don't end up with what you can sometimes, if you go for years or for a very long period of time on keto, there's some science research that says there's a lot of zombie cells, and that's obviously some part of the research now. So that's why you cycle after a period of time. So the cell senescence is what you want to avoid, but again, as we said, if you do it properly and you keep extending your cell life, then replace them with brand new, then extend your cell life, then replace them with brand new. People are looking at the research of how mice, even on a full keto diet, live 14% longer than their lifespan. So, okay guys, now here you see step 5, weeks 8 to 12. So a metabolic flexibility. Your body becomes a fat burning machine. You can thrive in keto long term. So enhanced fat burning, mitochondria work better, burning fat or fuel more efficiently. Stable energy and mood, steady energy, clear mind and balanced mood become more normal. Improved performance, endurance, strength and recovery improve as your body runs on fat. Sustained fat loss continues consistently without extreme diets or restrictions. And long-term health benefits, better metabolic health, hormone balance, heart health and longevity. So here we go, what to focus on. Eat whole foods, nutrient-dense foods, variety and balance. Variety is key for your psychology as well. Stay active, strength training and daily movement fuels progress. Manage stress, lower stress equals better hormones, sleep and fat loss. So again, always try to make sure you do things to be relaxed and calm. Be flexible, not perfect. So stay consistent most of the time, progress over perfection. So that's one thing I say, why if you have a dirty keto diet and you have a clean keto diet, it's always best to understand that you usually have the in-between semi, because psychologically those snacks help boost you to be able to continue on, because you'll be missing something specifically, for example a wrap, some bread or something which that is being you're craving, or that even though you've stopped craving and hunger, it's there and you go, I really like the flavor of that. Okay, so pro tip for long-term success: track how you feel, not just the scale. All right, so hydrate well and keep electrolytes optimal. Prioritize sleep for 7 to 8 hours, helps regulate hormones, and surround yourself with support and stay accountable. Right, so again, pretty much like the last obviously few weeks, make sure you're responsible. Any issues, contact your GP. Make sure you're able to say, okay, I'm feeling a bit low, I'm going to eat a bit more of this or a bit more of that. Make sure you've obviously got your vitamin minerals as well. So remember, by week 8 to 12 plus, keto becomes effortless. You're not just losing fat, you're building a stronger, healthier you. Okay guys, so that's pretty much the timeline for a long-term keto diet. As I said, I advocate usually breaking it to make it cyclical, after a 6 weeks break and then do it. You could do it to 12 weeks and break it and do it again. Ask your GP, they may actually say yes, that's a good, better alternative to get the maximum benefit of the diet. Okay guys, so I hope you enjoyed the video. Please thumbs up and subscribe. Okay guys, I'll see you on the next one.